So good morning. Today we are going to discuss about NumPy. So NumPy is a Python library used for working with arrays. NumPy stands for numerical Python. Now why we are supposed to use NumPy? NumPy arrays are faster and more compact than Python list. So an array it consumes less memory and is convenient to use. The array object in NumPy is called ND array. So in which language the NumPy written? So the NumPy is written in the language of C or C++. So when we try to install NumPy and if Python is already installed, so the command to install NumPy is pip install NumPy. So while importing the NumPy, once the NumPy is installed, import in its application by adding the import keyword. So import NumPy. So here is an example to import a NumPy. So import NumPy and we are declaring a new variable name ARR equal to NumPy.array of within the normal brackets. We are supposed to have a square bracket and within the square bracket we'll be having a collection of values that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when we try to print the variable name ARR, the output which we get is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So NumPy as NP. NumPy is usually imported under the NP alias. So import NumPy as NP. Now the NumPy package can be referred to as NP instead of NumPy. It is just an alternative name. So here is an example. Import NumPy as NP. And in the next line of coding, we have ARR equal to NP dot array of within the square brackets, we have the collection of values. Now, when I try to print ARR, we'll be getting the output such as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Checking NumPy version. So to check the version of NumPy, we have an attribute where the attribute is version attribute. So import NumPy as NP, print of NP dot underscore underscore version underscore underscore. And the current version of the NumPy is 1.25.0. Checking NumPy ND array objects. So NumPy is used to work with arrays. The array object in NumPy is called ND array. So create an NumPy ND array object by using the array function. Example, import NumPy as NP, ARR equal to NP dot array of within the square bracket we have a collection of values 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we are trying to print the variable name ARR and in the next line of coding we have print of type of ARR. Now here the output is it displays the collection of values and in the next line of output we have class numpy.nd array. So numpy in Python it is used to create ND arrays and using a tuple to create numpy array. So import numpy as np and ARR equal to np.array of we are supposed to use two square brackets and within the nested square bracket we have the collection of values 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now this is a tuple. With the help of tuple or by using the tuple the arrays has been created. Now to check the dimension of arrays here we have 0D, 0 dimension, 1 dimension, and 2 dimension. So first we'll be discussing about 0D arrays. So 0 dimension arrays are scalars are the element which is available in an array. So each value in an array is an 0D array. So here the example is import numpy as np and in the next line of coding we have array equal to np dot array of 42. It is a single value. Now when you try to print ARR, the output which we get is 42. So this is an example to create 0D arrays. And one-dimensional arrays, we might have only the rows. So here is an example. Import numpy as np, ARR equal to np dot array of within the square bracket we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now when I try to print of ARR, the output which we get is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So since it is one-dimensional array, we might have only rows. So here is an example to create 2D arrays. So here import numpy as np, ARR equal to np dot array of within the normal brackets, we should have two square brackets. In the nested square bracket, we have 1, 2, 3, comma, and one more square bracket, we have 4, 5, 6. Now, when I try to print this variable name, the output is 1, 2, 3 in the first row and 4, 5, 6 in the second row. So, since it is a two-dimensional arrays, we have both rows and columns. This is an example regarding 3D arrays. So, an arrays that has 2D arrays matrices as its element is called 3D arrays. So, they are often used to represent third order tensors. Now, creating 3D arrays with two-dimensional arrays, both containing two arrays with the values 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Now, here is an example. Import numpy as np, arr equal to, it's a new variable name equal to np dot array of, will be having three opening square brackets where the value is 1, 2, 3, and will be having one more square bracket 4, 5, 6, and we'll be having two closing square brackets, comma, we have two opening square brackets 1, 2, 3, closing brackets, comma, opening brackets 4, 5, 6, and at the end we have three closing square brackets. Now when we try to print array, the output which we get in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Now when you take a look at this particular output, it is just two-dimensional arrays. Now to check the dimension of each and arrays, we have the inbuilt function where the function is ndim. Now regarding the first case, since it is zero dimension, when we try to print a dot ndim, the output is 0. And the next one is in one-dimensional array, and C we might have created a two-dimensional array, and D we might have created a three-dimensional array. So respectively, for each and every dimension, the output which we get is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now to access the array elements, so array equal to np dot array of, within the square bracket we have the values such as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now with the concept of indexing, print of array of 0, it tries to access the first value from the array. Now the next one is getting the third and fourth element from the following array and adding them. So import numpy as np, arr equal to np dot array of 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to access the third element and the fourth element from the array, and these two arrays has to be sum. So print of array of 2 plus array of 3. Now array of 2, in this index position, whatever the values which we have, that particular value will be accessed, and array of 3, the next position value will be accessed, and these two will be added, and the output will be displayed as 7. Now accessing 2D arrays. Now since it has both rows and columns, to access this we need the row number as well as the column number. Now here if you look at an example here, import numpy as np, arr equal to np dot array of, we have the collection of values such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, when we want to access the second element on the first row, we are supposed to give array of 0, 1. Now, the other example is when we want to access element on the second row and the fifth column, we are supposed to give 1, 4. So here the output is 10. So ND array, the NumPy ND array class is used to represent both matrices and as well as vectors. So the different attributes of an array. So array is usually a fixed container of items of the same type and size. The number of dimensions and items in an array is defined by its shape. The shape of an array is a tuple of non-negative integers that specifies the size of each dimension. Now in NumPy, the dimensions are represented as axes. So the 2D array, it looks like we have two square brackets. So 0 dot, 0 dot, 0 dot. And in the next row, we have 1 dot, 1 dot, 1 dot. So we have both the rows and columns. Now to create a NumPy array, we might have used the function np dot array. So import NumPy as np, A equal to np dot array of, within the square bracket we can have the collection of values. Now this is the command, and how the values will be represented is, so in the right hand side we have an image, so the comment and the values will be represented in this particular form. Now the next example is creating an array with zeros. So import numpy as np, print np dot zeros of 2. So here we'll be getting 0 dot comma 0 dot. And when we can create an array filled with ones, so np dot ones of 2. So instead of 0 we'll be having ones.